Enjoy the journey, not just the destination. Now, watching football, the vast majority of the game is not spent in the end zone. Now, the goal is to get in the end zone as many times as you possibly can, but the vast majority of the game is spent between the two red zones. Now, here's the thing about that. That's kind of how life is for us. We spend most of our time grinding, hustling, struggling to reach our goals. And then when we finally get there, it's on to the next one. But I think that can leave us a little bit frustrated, a little bit discouraged, and I think there's more to life than just celebrating in the end zone, just celebrating when we get the victories. I think there's beauty of enjoying the journey and enjoying where you're currently at. Now, hopefully we've all identified a goal, a big picture goal of where we want to be, an end zone perhaps. Now, hopefully you've realized to reach that magnificent end goal, you've broken it down into smaller bite-sized achievements or goals along your way to that big goal. And now here's where I think we go wrong. When we meet one of those smaller intermediary goals, we don't stop and enjoy it. We're immediately, okay, cool, now on to the next. And then you get there, okay, on to the next. And it's just a dangerous cycle that we wrap ourselves up in, and we're depriving ourselves of joy, of being in the moment and enjoying where we're at and celebrating the victory that we were just striving to get. Now, I relate to this probably more than I should. To get to the end goal of being an airline pilot, there's many steps involved. First was going to a flight school, finding a flight school. Then starting your flight training, get your private pilot's license, get your commercial pilot's license and your instrument rating. Maybe you can find work at that point. If not, maybe become a flight instructor like I did. And then after you flight instruct for a little while, then you start looking around for other jobs and hopefully you get your foot in the door at a regional airline. But that's not all. Once you get to the regional airlines, you want to upgrade. That way you can get the captain time. Once you get captain time, okay, I want to get out and go to a major airline. Maybe it's JetBlue, Delta, American, United, FedEx, you name it. And then you're in the interview process. If you're lucky enough to get an interview, you have to prepare for the interview. And hopefully that goes good and you get offered the job. And then you start as a first officer again. And man, if I could just become a captain, and then you get to a captain. And then, oh man, I want to get on a bigger airplane and a bigger airplane. And the point is, the goal line is always moving. Now, I remember talking to my brother-in-law, and I was training to get my flight instructor's license at the time. And I said to him, man, if I can just get my flight instructor's license, I'll be able to move to Connecticut and be closer to Eunice, and everything will be good. I'll just be happy when. And then he said something profound. And it was a reminder of something I already knew, but I needed that reminder in the moment. And it was just simply, Steve, enjoy where you're at. And just a couple months ago, I was like, man, if I can just finish college, then I'll be happy. I'll have free time. And then I graduate college and immediately onto the next goal. I have to get my flight instructor's license. And then I'll be happy. And as life would have it, by God's grace, I got my flight instructor's license. I moved to Connecticut. But then, oh man, now I got to do a great job. Now I just got to get to the next level. But the whole point is, as soon as I reached one level, my eyes were on the next one. My eyes were on the next one. And it was just this constant state of striving, which is good. But there needs to be time of self-reflecting and celebrating the victories and just being happy. You know what? Hey, I have my flight instructor's license. I was able to move to Connecticut and get a job and live within 10 minutes of my girlfriend at the time, now my beautiful wife. I was able to live with one of my best friends. It was amazing. And that lesson served me well. There were times I woke up in the middle of the night and walked to the bathroom and looked through our small one-bedroom apartment and was just full of gratitude because I was finally at a goal I wanted. And that fueled me and motivated me to want to push and strive to the next goal. And that's my encouragement to you. Celebrate the little goals. Be in the moment. If your goal is to run a marathon, celebrate the first time you run a mile. Then celebrate again the first time you run your 5K, and so on and so forth. And enjoy the victory for at least a day before you're on to the next one. Because the reality is, you're going to spend most of your time on the journey, struggling, striving, than you are reaching your goal. So if you're able to enjoy that, you'll find more joy in your life as a whole. And I would argue you would find even more motivation to keep striving on because you're coming from a place of gratitude, not a place of just get me there. So good luck on your goals, and please celebrate your victories and share a recent victory you've had in the comments below. I'd love to read it. Thank you so much and have a good day.